Good morning, everybody. This is Anthony LaRubio in for another Monday morning breathwork session. Hope you're all doing well this morning. Had a nice weekend. Had a good Mother's Day. We'll get started here in just about 3 minutes or so. So if you're just tuning in, give it a couple minutes and we'll get going. We've got a nice little breathwork session for you all this morning, and I'm looking forward to doing that with you. So stay tuned here. We'll have a couple minutes before we get going. To kill a little bit of time, I believe I have our music working, as you can maybe hear. And if not, that's okay. We'll go without music again this time. But I've been having a fun time figuring out the technical side of the music, and I think I have it this morning. Again, just a couple minutes. It's 6:13 Central, 7:13 Eastern time right now. We start at 7:15 Eastern, so we're about 2 minutes away from kicking things off. So if you're just tuning in, give ourselves just another minute or so. Feel free if you would like. I just kicked off the chat overlay with the wonderful graphic that I've still been meaning to adjust. If you'd like, you can send a message, say where you're dialing in from. And also, either you can send me a direct message or you can throw it up here into the chat. If you are interested in our breathwork material, anything at all here at Recal related to breathwork or our mindfulness sessions and whatnot, feel free to send me your email as well so that you could be added to our newsletters or all the other content that we send out into the world. Feel free to do that. Again, just another minute or so. We'll just let a few more people trickle in. Good morning. Good morning. If you're just joining, we've got a nice breathwork session ahead of us. Thank you for joining and taking the time out of your Monday morning to focus on yourself and help get your body and your mind right for the day and the week ahead. It's sometimes Monday mornings come with yesterday's Sunday scaries. You've got a day and a week ahead that maybe you are concerned about, anxious about, not being present on. Hopefully the breathwork this morning helps us get present and increase our focus, energy, optimism, all the things about your day and your week ahead. So we'll get going. It is time. So again, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Anthony LaRubio. I am the founder of a company called Recal Travel, where we blend mindfulness with adventure travel. And a key part of the mindfulness that we do here at Recal is breathwork. And that's what we're all here this morning to do. I will turn off the chat overlay so that's not distracting. I am a breathwork coach. I'm a certified Wim Hof method instructor and also an oxygen advantage instructor in training. So that's a bit of my background on breathwork, but I've been coaching for a little while now and doing these types of live stream sessions as well as in-person sessions for the breathwork as a form of mindfulness and help us de-stress and shed some anxiety and increase energy levels and focus and all the good things that come with breathwork. So just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. If you'd like to, as I mentioned, receive these sessions or a recap of sessions or more tips, tricks, etc. on breathwork, feel free to drop me your email with whatever medium that you're watching this in, whether that's LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. You can throw a comment in there. You can send me a message on any of those platforms, and I'm happy to share some of our material with you. For this breathwork this morning, we will do this lying down, as we do typically. I do recommend having a blanket nearby and or something for underneath your knees. A lot of times that helps with the breath work, just to align our pelvis and hips region with our diaphragm, all the breathing muscles there. So again, lying down, having a blanket nearby, and maybe a pillow underneath your knees helps. The plan for this morning's breathwork class, we're going to do one round of, we're going to do a little bit of a warm up. And then after our warm up, we're going to do one round of just breathing to a certain tempo, an in 4, out 4 tempo. And then we'll double time that to an in 2, out 2 tempo. I'll walk you through that, so don't worry. And then we'll do a couple of rounds of a Wim Hof style, just deep breathing. And then we will end with a nice little calming moment at the end, a little meditation, and then we'll peel ourselves up off the floor again and get ready for the day ahead. For those of you that don't know or are a little bit newer to breath work, just to show you a bit of the type of breathing that we want to try to channel inside ourselves, we do want to use a full breath, kind of like a 3-part breath, where we're breathing in through the depth of our belly and then into our chest and then letting it go. That will be the style, so to speak, of the breathing. Very big, full breaths. You can do it in through your nose and out your nose, in through your nose, out your mouth, or just in and out of your mouth, whatever you actually feel comfortable with. Anything is fine. All right. Just a warning before we get going, for those of you possibly new to this as well, as with any deep breathing exercise like this, if you are pregnant or epileptic, we do not recommend this style of breath work for you. I can certainly work with you on something different if you want to do some breath work, but it just won't be this style. And also just a warning as well, you may feel some tingling sensations in your hands or your feet, or maybe some lightheadedness here and there throughout the breathwork session. If so, I want you to know that is okay. That's completely normal. And if you feel like it's just too much for you, you can dial that back a little bit during the breathwork. Totally fine as well. You are in control. You are the pilot of your own breath, and I'm not here to change that for you. So, all right, I think that's it. We can just about get going. So I will kick things off with just a little bit of music here. Maybe just tapping into ourselves. If you already are lying down on the ground, hopefully you found a little bit of space, a little bit of peace, a little bit of quiet so far this morning. Start to ground yourself down into the ground. You can relax your head on the ground beneath you and the shoulders, relaxing your arms to your sides. Relax your lower back and your butt and hips and your legs, just sinking into the ground a bit. And take note of your breath. How are you breathing right now? Let's breathe through your nose. Just feel the breath coming in and going out of your nose. Maybe you notice that the breath coming in your nose is a little bit chilly, a little bit colder, and then the breath going out of your nose is a little bit warmer, maybe a bit more wetness to that air going out of your nose from the moisture inside of your nose, coming in and going out. So we'll start our warm-up with an in 4, out 6 count to warm up. So that's breathing all the way in and out. Again, that's in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, out. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue on your own. And during this in 4, out 6, if you can handle a couple thoughts at once, let's set an intention for this breathwork class. What about your upcoming day, upcoming week, do you want to focus on here this morning? Maybe it's a meeting, a class, a presentation you're giving, whatever it is. Think about that upcoming thing and what's your intention around that? What do you want to bring to that moment in your upcoming life? All right, let's take a deep breath all the way in now. Breaking from our in 4, out 6. Breathe it in. And let's sigh that out. Let's take another breath all the way in, as much as you can fit in your lungs. And sip a little more in. Squeeze a little more in. And in 3, 2, 1, let that go. And here on the exhale, let's squeeze it out. Squeeze it out. Push the air all the way out. And in 3, 2, 1, breathe the air back in. Good. Relaxing again, relaxing our body, relaxing our mind. Again, with your hands to your sides and your shoulders relaxed on the ground, we'll go ahead and begin our first round. We're going in 4, out 4 to begin. So that would be in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In, out. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In, out. In, out. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Out. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In, out. Big breaths here. In, out. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In, out. And double time it here. In, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. Double time. Into, out 2. Into, out 2. Into, out 2. In, out. In, out. Keep going. In, out. In, out. In, out. Last one. In, out. Now take a deep breath all the way in. Fill up those lungs, and now we let that go. And let's hold. Holding after the exhale. Feeling any of the sensations that emerged for you whether that's tingling or lightheadedness. In this first hold this morning, let's go back to our intention. What will you focus on today, this week? What's our intention? Stay with me here for just a moment longer. And now in 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath all the way in. Fill up those lungs. Relish in that breath, that air, that vital life force you just gave yourself. Hold it in. And in 3, 2, 1, let that air go. Take a moment here. Shake out the hips, shake out the shoulders. Say to yourself, in your body, I'm okay. And with that thought, we'll go ahead and begin our first round of Wim Hof style breathing, where we're not breathing to any particular tempo. We're just going to take deep breaths in and out through our nose or our mouth, whatever you're comfortable with, at whatever pace you'd like to go. We'll go ahead and begin that now. Deep breaths in and out. Breathe the air in deeply into our lungs, and then we let it go. You can let that go in an audible sigh. In, pulling the air in, out with relaxation. Breathing in at your own pace. Breathing in deep with focus, with intention, with all the fibers in your being, pulling the air in, focusing on nothing but the breath. In and out. In and out. Let's go. Keep going, about 10 more breaths here. Last few breaths. Keep going. On a little journey here with the breath. Now, wherever you are, I invite you to take another breath deeply all the way in. And let that go. And one last breath all the way in. Fill up those lungs. And now let that go. And hold your breath. Hold your breath on the exhale. And on this hold, we're just going to find some quiet in the mind, clearing any thoughts, looking for just a bit of stillness here. If any thoughts emerge for you, it's okay. Acknowledge it. Let them go. See if you can feel your heartbeat. Feel the subtle beat of your heart. See if you can slow that down by relaxing your body and your mind. And now, even if you can hold your breath for longer, in 3, 2, 1, take a deep breath all the way in. Fill up those lungs. This time, give yourself a little squeeze in your lower body. Good. And in 3, 2, 1, let that go. Relaxing your body again. No squeeze. No more. Telling our body once again, I'm okay. And we're going to begin our third and final round of Wim Hof style breathing now. Breathing deeply into our lungs, filling up our belly, filling up our chest, and letting it go. Each breath connected to the next breath, in and out. Each breath, see if you can make the next breath deeper than the previous one, filling up more air each time. Let's go. Keep breathing. Keep holding the air in and letting it go. Pulling the air in and letting it go. Keep going. This is our last round. Give it everything you've got, focusing on that breath. Sending yourself on a journey. Clearing your mind, focusing on the breath. You are in control. Keep breathing. About 10 more breaths here. Feeling the air coming in. Feel the air letting it go out. Couple more breaths. And now I invite you to take a deep breath all the way in and let it go. Now one last breath all the way in and let it go. Coming into our final hold this morning. Holding on the exhale. Relaxing our body. Clearing our mind. Holding our breath. Knowing that we're okay this morning, that no matter what happened last week, over the weekend, or what's coming up for us later today or this coming week, knowing we'll be okay. All we have to focus on now is now. Keep holding if you can. Everything you've got here. And now, in 3, 2, 1, take that recovery breath all the way in, filling up your lungs. And once again, give yourself just a little squeeze in your lower body. Maybe work your way up into your back. Just a subtle squeeze. Maybe your ears are ringing and you feel a slight pressure up in your shoulders or your head. And in 3, 2, 1, we let that go. In an audible sigh. And now after the exhale, we can just let the breath catch us. One of the challenges of modern day life is the amount of noise and distraction and information that we have to process all day, every day. Here in this moment, there is nothing to process. If a thought emerges, acknowledge it, but let it go. We're finding some peace and quiet in our mind. Good job. And now we will start to bring a little bit of awareness back to our body. Maybe give yourself a subtle wiggle of the toes. Maybe a wiggle in the hands. Knowing that our limbs, our feet, and our hands are alive and well this morning. Something I like to do sometimes is rub the tips of my fingers with my thumb, just feeling almost the fingerprints on the tips of my fingers, subtly rubbing them back and forth, feeling the skin of our hands, feeling that sensation. Whenever I'm able to feel that sensation so clearly, I know I'm being present. Maybe that's working for you this morning. And now I invite you to take your hands and put them up above your head in a big stretch, stretching your hands and your arms all the way up above your head, maybe curling up your back and your chest. If you're yawning, that's okay. Take a deep breath here and hold that breath. Come back to that intention that you set for yourself. What's the thing you're going to focus on today? And in 3, 2, 1, let that go. Sighing the air out. Maybe give yourself a little smile, showing some love and some gratitude for you showing up this morning, doing some breathing, doing some mindfulness, meditating. I also thank you for coming this morning for another Monday morning breathwork session. I really enjoy doing these with all of you. And I hope it brings a little bit of space and clarity of mind to you as you go about your Monday. If not already, you can start to pick your body up off the ground, whether that's rolling to one side in a fetal position and sitting up from there, or however you're comfortable getting up. Thank you again for joining once more. My name is Anthony. I am so happy that you were here doing something that we do all day, every day, but doing it this morning with a bit of intention, a bit of consciousness. The breath can be an incredible thing for our mind and our body. So thank you for allowing me to share my practice with you. And I hope you have a great day and week ahead. From everybody here at Recal, including myself, thank you and see you soon.